So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Kong Studios or Beast Deity line of their either Tablos or Super Saiyan 5 Goku, whoever the hell it is. It's just an awesome looking figure. So without further ado, let's see how this figure turned out, and I'll also explain how to properly pop the hair on. So without further ado, let's get into it. So for the box here, you can see we do get 3 separate boxes. Now they're doing this to avoid being sued. So we have the face plates, aka the bookmarks. There's also a box for a pen holder, which is the hair. And then we get the actual Beast Deity box with the body of the figure and then the head sculpt of like that tiger, bear, whatever cub looking thing on it. So like I said, they're doing this to avoid being sued, which is actually pretty smart. So there's the boxes. Now let's take a closer detailed look at this figure. So for the detail, this is easily one of the better aspects to the figure. As you can see, paint is definitely on point, and so is the sculpt detail. And the Super Saiyan 5 hair looks fantastic. Beautiful shading all throughout it, but be careful because it is super duper sharp. Also, keep in mind, these types of hair sculpts do make these figures back heavy. And if you didn't notice with any of the Kong figures or these Deity figures, or even the SH Figure Arts Super Saiyan 3 Goku, then you know now. He can obviously stand on his own, as you can see, but you do need to balance him out properly. The fur on the torso looks great, same with the wristbands, and just all around on the figure, from the pants to the sash-ish type piece. There's clean paintwork all over the figure, and that's a DD19 plus. So before we continue on, let me just explain quickly the process of what you have to do to get the hair sculpt on the figure, since it comes separately when you get it. You will either need hot water or a blow dryer, or you could also use a space heater, which is what I used. And mine pegged in seconds with the space heater. But there seems to be a lot of collectors having issues getting it on their figure. Another thing you will have to use is a piece of cloth or a shirt or whatever, so you don't stab your fingeroos while pegging the hair onto the figure. And that's all you really need. If you don't get it at first, just remember patience and it will eventually pop on. Now let's head over to the accessories, and as you can see, we do get a very good amount of hands and face plates, plus we do get the crossed arms. And starting off with the crossed arms, I personally had issues fully getting them to peg in, so it might give you some problems, or it won't, but I couldn't fully peg them on, which was irritating me a bit, but the crossed arms still do look nice. For the face plates, as you can see, we do get a total of 4, so we do have a yelling, screaming face, a smirking face, an angry teeth gritted face, and then of course a basic stern face while he's looking off to the left. Some people don't like that side-eye look, but I mean, it's not too bad with the figure, but definitely would have preferred him looking forward. But they all look great paint and sculpt-wise. And then for the hands, we do get a total of 12. So we do get instant transmission type hands, a pair of fists, some open palm blast hands, some martial art stance type hands. Then we do get 2 types of like Kamehameha type hands, one with pegs on them and one without pegs on them. So if you have any of the SH Figure Arts like Kamehameha gathering up energy effects, you can use it with those hands. With the pegs and the sculpting on those turned out great, and the hands are very simple to swap out, and that's always a DD19 plus, so you don't risk breaking your wrist joints. So now let's move on to the height and height comparisons. To the very tippity top to his head, it looks like he's around 5.5 inches tall. Then to the very top, to the highest point of his hair, he's around 6.5 inches tall. And keep in mind, I don't have all my figures, but I will compare him to a few. So here he is compared to the SH Figure Arts 5th Form Cooler, and then we do have the Demonical Fit 3.0 Son Goku. And then here he is also compared to the Buzzmod Tengen Uzui, and then we do have the SH Figure Arts Roanoa Zoro. So there's the height and height comparisons. Now let's move on to the articulation. So for his movement, he does have pretty basic movement for like a Super Saiyan 4-ish, 5-ish type figure. So we do have 2 points of articulation on the back of the hair, one on the lower half, and then one kind of like in the middle, the upper half there, and they're on ball hinges. So you can move them around a bit. And his tail also can swivel and hinge up and down because it's also on a ball hinge. Then we do have the 2 points of articulation on the front of the hair, and they're just on ball pegs, so you can move them all around. Now for the neck joints here, you can get this figure to look down pretty good. I did get some looseness on my neck peg, which I feel like most people will experience because of the heft of the hair, so keep that in mind. That might happen with your figure. Then looking up, he doesn't look up a whole bunch. I mean, it's okay. You do get pretty good pivot, and then of course it does swivel, as you can see the looseness there. And then the torso goes forward an okay amount, not the best, and then it does go back okay as well. Then we do get some pretty good pivot, and then of course you do get swivel at both the joints at the waist and the torso. Now for the arms here, you get a very nice circular motion out of the shoulder. It is like a butterfly type joint as well, as you can see, and then the arms do go out to the sides about 90 degrees there, which isn't bad. They do go up and down. We do have the bicep swivel. We have double jointed elbows, and they just hit a little more than 90 degrees. Then we do get a swivel and hinge on the wristaroo there. So now for the legs, Tablos or Super Saiyan 5 Goku kicks forward about 90 degrees. That little skirtish type piece does get out of the way, and he could freaking Jean-Claude Van Damme it, which is always awesome in my book. Then we do get the upper thigh swivel. We do have double jointed knees that pretty much been back all the way, so that is definitely awesome. And then for the ankles here, this is where the articulation kind of gets a little crappy. So we do get swivel, of course, and then hinging up, it goes up just a tiny bit, and then hinging down, it's not that much either, so not much forward and back movement. And then the pivot isn't even that great either. I mean, it's okay. And then of course we do get the toe hinge of Roo. So overall, I really do dig this figure. Is it perfect? No, it's not, but it's a great piece to add to the collection. And who in the hell would have thought we'd get a Tablos or Super Saiyan 5 Goku, whichever the hell it is, because I can't tell. No major issues with mine besides the neck joint getting a bit loose and not being able to properly peg on the crossed arms. Articulation also had some bad points, and the ankles were a bit lacking with movement, and a couple other minor points, but besides that, it's a solid figure from Khan or Beast Deities, and I am very happy with this release, and I do recommend it to Dragon Ball fans, especially hardcore fans. It is worth every penny that I paid for it. And now, for my overall rating, I'd have to give this figure probably an even 8 out of 10. But anyway, that is my review of the Kong Studios or Beast Deity Tablos or Super Saiyan 5 Goku. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about the figure in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, I will catch you on the next episode of Daredevil 19, and I will also see you guys later!
We shall start with revenge.
I am the knight.
Gonna change the future.